Venezuela is one of the few countries that came to be that broke off Gran Colombia in 1829 from Simon Bolivar. Had a rough beginning by shifts of Caudillo-run governments to being the only democracy in establishing the open society or organization. I apologize for my sickness. The impressive history that gives us hope for a bright future for this current state. Venezuela is in the northern portion of South America. This country is bordered by Colombia on the east, Brazil on the south, Guyana on the west, and to the north we have the Caribbean Sea and the North Atlantic Ocean. The climate of Venezuela is very tropical, hot, humid, and moderate in the highlands. The natural resources of this country consist of petroleum, natural gas, iron ore, gold, diamonds, bauxite, which is aluminum ore source, other minerals, and hydropower. The current environmental issues facing Venezuela right now are sewage pollution of the Lago de Valencia, oil and urban pollution of the Lago de Maracaibo, deforestation, soil degradation, urban and industrial pollution, specifically along the Caribbean coast, threat to the rainforest ecosystem for irresponsible mining operations. These are all man-created problems, but naturally can be subject to floods, rock slides, mudslides, and periodic droughts. The ethnic groups in Venezuela consist of the Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Arab descent, German, African, and of course the indigenous people. The official language is Spanish, of course. There are various number of indigenous dialects. The dominant religion is the Roman Catholic Church at 96%, Protestant at 2%, and while others remain at 2%. Chavez was able to bring down poverty from 15% to 27% from 1999 to 2011. The Venezuelan government is heavily dependent on its large exportation of petroleum in lowering poverty, income inequality, unemployment, and the link to the rise of and fall of prices of oil can deeply hurt its dependency as independent, self-maintaining Venezuela. Yes, in the long run, education and healthcare spending may increase economic growth and reduce some inequalities, but the rising costs and the staffing of new healthcare jobs with foreigners is allowing for a slow development. Since Chavez came to power in 1999, more than 1 million middle and upper class Venezuelans left the country. This can be attributed to the lack of economic opportunities, steep inflation, a high crime rate, and corruption. Several of these middle and upper class people were oil engineers that emigrated to Canada, Colombia, and the United States, while other Venezuelans of European descent left to their ancestral homelands. But this is not all bad for Venezuela because it continues to attract a lot of immigrants because of its lenient migration policy and its availability of education and the healthcare system. Now that I'm talking a little bit about their healthcare system and its people, I'll talk about its population growth rate, which is at 1.44%. Its birth rate is at 19.66 for every 1,000 people, and its death rate is at 5.23 for every 1,000 people. Life expectancy is 74 years of age, while males are at 71 and females is at 77. The literacy in Venezuela is at anywhere from people that are 15 and older can read and write, and now to hope and observe a country in the making and see what it can create in being a stable government. I hope this tour was informational. I did obtain much of my information from the CIA World Factbook, so trust your sources. And our textbook Politics in Latin America by Charles Blake. Thank you. My name is Molina, and you just got a tour from Venezuela.